Welcome back to a bonus episode of Not a Strong Start of the Nympho and the Nympho.
Double the
Double
Nympho Talk Show.
Nympho!
That was actually a good intro. So on this week's episode, quick bonus episode, we're gonna get into the new trailers that just dropped. So we're gonna be talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Different. I didn't expect that title. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now that one was a little predictable. We had Transformers: Rise of the Beast and Super Mario Brothers. So they actually dropped like a full trailer this time, not just like a teaser trailer. So very
Yeah,
excited for this one.
they dropped 3 trailers today. That's crazy. Like,
It is, yeah.
what's your mindset behind that? Like, as far as like the studios?
Well, I think they had like a convention or something today,
Hmm.
I think is what it was. So I think that's why they dropped. So I'm assuming since we're looking at Indiana Jones, Guardians, and Transformers, those are different studios. So I'm not really sure why. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like
Yeah.
you have to think like, do they think that everybody's just gonna get pumped and watch all of them, or would you think like, oh, let's drop ours tomorrow because everybody's gonna be watching? I think Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I think. I don't know. What do you think is like the most watched trailer
Of
going on
one.
right now?
Of
Yeah,
all of them, I'd probably go Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Okay.
Yeah, I think that one would probably be the highest. I'm curious to see which one is. So we'll see. What about you? You think it's Guardians?
I think it's Guardians. I mean, it's just because
Okay.
it's Marvel and it's Guardians. Like that's the one I watched like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like I watched
And
Indy a couple of times, and I was like, and you know me, like I'm not like the biggest Indiana Jones fan. Like,
mhm.
and I was messing around. Like I've seen them, but
Oh, that's some new information. Okay.
yeah, but it's been a while. Like, but it's
Yeah.
one of those movies that I only like really watched once. I don't know what I was watching when I was a kid, but it wasn't Indiana Jones over and over. It was Cuffs or something or
Something could go with
Whatever Christian
Showgirls.
Slater was in. I was watching
What was it? Black Arrow? Is that one?
Black Arrow, Cuffs, Pump Up the Volume,
Yeah. Interview
uh,
with the Vampire.
Pet
Whatever.
Cemetery. Oh no, Jose,
Young Guns. Young
Young
Guns.
Guns.
I
Yes,
watch Young Guns so
True
much.
Romance. I think I was watching that
Yes.
stuff. I wasn't watching Indiana Jones, and
Hmm.
it's funny. The only one I really saw a couple of times was the worst one, which was Crystal Skull.
Ooh, that one's so bad. That one's so
Yeah,
bad. It turned me off from the Indiana Jones. I think I've seen it a total of twice, which is crazy because I've seen each of the Indiana Jones movies like a ton of times. This one I've only seen twice.
is it the
So
monkeys swinging on the vines or
it's the
whatever?
monkey swinging on the
Okay.
vines. Yeah. I like Shia and I like when they casted him, but when we actually saw it and the way they did it, it just felt very old. The whole thing felt old. Andy felt old. I understand he was old at the time, but it just felt old. So we might as well get into this trailer, the new one, the Indiana
Yeah,
Jones and the Dial of Destiny. First off, what did you think about the title when you heard that? Dial of Destiny. Like, what do you think it's about?
it's funny because some random dude called me yesterday at night, and he was like, "Sorry, butt dial," and I'm like, "Whatever." So when I saw the title, I was like, "Butt dial of destiny." Like I don't know what it means. Like it. I mean, even the Crystal Skull, that was not a good movie, but that was a good title.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
it was.
So I don't know. And then I see him, they de-aged him and something. Are they going in the
Mhm.
past? Is he time traveling?
That's what I thought. So I heard that they were de-aging him, and then I think it was today or yesterday that I saw leaked photos of
Hmm.
the de-aging stuff, and I thought that looks pretty good. So then when I heard the Dial of Destiny, I'm thinking, okay, does that mean that he's able to like reverse, like almost like Benjamin Buttons himself in a way with like some dial? That's what I thought. But then when I'm watching the trailer, I see a lot of action scenes where he's an older guy again. So then
Yeah.
it makes me think that maybe not, maybe they're just flashbacks.
Either flashbacks because I'm looking at some of the flashbacks and it looks like that time
Mm-hmm.
period, but I mean he could also be traveling back in time. So
Yeah.
and there is
Okay.
like a ship or something, right? Did I get that right? Is there like a ship? Like I'm like, is he in the Millennium Falcon? I'm like, what's
I wish.
Yeah,
he's
I
he's at
wish.
he's
You
at
freaking nerd,
Disneyland.
dude.
He's at
I
Disneyland.
wish. Oh my god.
Let's
Crossing over
go.
Han Solo? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We don't have the nerd on this episode. It's just the nympho and the
Yeah, it's the
nympho.
nympho and the nympho. So, yeah. So
Yeah.
would you say that's what you're pumped for the most out of all those movies?
Out of all four of them, yes, because I was super excited for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it was so bad that I was like, I don't want to see him again. Like it just didn't look like it was
Yeah,
gonna work. The fact that they got Mangold to direct it, I was like,
yeah,
okay, now I'm super interested in this. And
yeah,
then when I see the trailer, it looks way more dynamic. It looks way fresher. Even the shots he's using feels very un-Spielberg like.
right.
It feels a lot more action packed, and it feels fresh in a certain way that even though yes, Harrison Ford's old in this, it feels like there's new energy.
Mhm.
That's the way I kind of felt watching this, and I felt like, okay, I think Mangold got this. Like I feel like he might have pulled off a good movie, and I don't even expect it to be as good as the original three, or at
Right.
least part one and part three. Just give me one that's at least adequate. Like that's pretty good. If you give me
Yeah.
something like that, awesome. I'm cool with it. You know,
Yeah,
so
and 2 things. One, like I said, not a huge fan, but I wanna see this. Like, I saw the
mm-hmm,
trailer and I'm like, "Okay."
mm-hmm,
And
yeah.
having Mangold do it, like, I mean, you had the other Wolverines that weren't, great,
But he did Logan,
but
right?
Logan, yeah, but Logan was
Logan
dope,
was
right? So,
amazing.
like,
Yeah.
because they had the Wolverine Origins, which was awful. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
liked the Wolverine, but I also get that it wasn't as good as Logan. So,
Yeah.
hopefully, he can do the same for Wolverine that
Mm-hmm. I think he did. I think he's got
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he'll do for Hugh Jackman is what he could do with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
the one that I'm pumped for is Guardians of the Galaxy, and I know we talked about this recently,
Mm-hmm.
where I was pumped for the holiday special because I think that they're one of my favorites in Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Mine too.
And so, I didn't love the holiday special. I hated the first 15 minutes, but the rest of it was really good. And it doesn't surprise me that I thought the best parts was when they were all together.
Mm-hmm.
So the first half is just Drax and Mantis, which they're cool, but I
Yeah.
like them in small doses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm pumped for this one. I think it looks
Mm-hmm.
great, and it looks like a lot of emotion. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming this is probably the end, right? Like,
Yes, that's how I
okay,
felt. Yeah.
yeah,
So with that, I think with the Christmas special, I think the other actors were just booked. So he was only able to probably get them for one day, which is when
yeah,
those scenes that they filmed. I'm assuming 1 or 2 days. That's why I think Drax was available, and that's why he was able to use them. I think kind of wrote around it. But regarding Guardians, a new one, it feels very much like a Guardians movie. We saw the Russo brothers iterations of them in the Avenger movies, and then we see them with
Thor,
who else? Yeah, Thor, and we
Micah,
see that with Taika. So we see they didn't feel very Guardians in that one at all,
right?
in the Taika one. And now seeing them here, it feels like we're back here. That's what I had. I said it's the first one we open up on the planet of animals dressed as humans,
Yeah.
which is already hilarious. And the fact that he just grabs a ball and chucks it
Yeah.
at that girl.
And I like that was funny, but I like Quill's response. He's like, Drax, come on, dude. It's like
Yeah. Because that felt like that's such a moment that I would say, come on, Chuck.
yeah, dude, I thought the same thing. Like you're like, come on, dude. And I'm like,
I just it's like it's part of the charm, man. That's what it comes with the personality of you guys.
yeah, dude, come on, man. Yeah,
Come on, man.
and so it started off kind of funny, and then it got kind of dark, like a
Hmm.
lot of like the emotion with like Rocket, where it looks like they might go in his origin story.
Hmm.
And that was pretty sad. And then
It
you see
does.
Peter Quill showing a lot
Hmm.
of emotion, like a couple of times, and so I think someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's gonna be Drax, but it could be Rocket. What do you think?
Yeah. So I was gonna say that. So they keep saying about how they're gonna stop running and face the music, which is actually face the music, I believe, is what the Bill and Ted movie used for their
Yeah,
last for their newest one, face the music. But that's fine. Okay. But
no one
they keep
watched that. It's all
yeah.
right. No one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know. I think they set it up like Rocket is gonna be the one to have the heartbreak, but
Yeah,
I know that both Bautista, or at least Bautista, said he's done playing him
mhm,
Drax after this because it's just too much of a commitment. He's an older guy. He's in his
yeah,
50s, I think, or late 40s, something like that.
yeah, and he's a
And
little
it's
too good for being a side
yeah,
character. Like he's got some movies coming up with like M. Night Shyamalan and other stuff. Like I think he's a good actor, especially for
Yeah.
coming from like wrestling. You know, he's definitely the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that's what he's doing. So I think it makes sense that he's the one that's gonna probably step away. I know I think um I don't know. I think Peter Quill, I don't think they're gonna kill him, but I know that the actor also is interested in stepping away. I
Oh,
think
really? Chris Pratt?
just be yeah, I think so. Just because Chris Pratt wants to do a bunch of other stuff, and it's just like time consuming, like it kind
Yeah.
of locks you in, and then you have to do like the Marvel diet, the Marvel exercise. That stuff gets consuming,
Yeah.
it's tiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think, yeah, that's what I think. I think it's gonna be Drax, but I think like you're right, the whole emotional thing is gonna be Rocket, and maybe Drax will martyr himself for him. I don't know, but yeah, it's Andy, which sucks because I didn't like the second one as much as the first one, but
Same, same.
yeah, but I still, I enjoy those characters
Yeah.
though. So
It wasn't bad. You know what I mean? I just don't go
yeah,
back to it. And even the soundtrack wasn't as good to me as the
yeah,
first one.
yeah, yeah,
The
it
first one was
wasn't.
legendary, dude. I put it up there. I loved it so much that I put it up there almost as much as I love the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah,
Like I love the first Guardians. Love it. Like
yeah,
it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
yeah. It's
Um
so good, and yeah, I have the soundtrack. I have it on vinyl. Like, it's a good soundtrack. That was a big part of
yeah.
the movie too. The whole opening where the "Come and Get Your Love." Like, I was like,
hmm Yeah, dude. It told me everything I need to know about the tone and everything about that movie. And I was like, I'm in, dude. I'm in.
yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'd never heard that song before. I'd never heard it, and so I heard it, and I was like, oh,
Mm,
he's
yeah,
all
good
kicking
stuff.
freaking little monsters, and I'm like, this is good.
Uh, Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one thing I want to say real quick about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I wonder if we're gonna see Short Round. Do you think we're gonna see Short Round in it?
I have no idea who that is, dude.
So you're like, I don't think we're gonna see him.
I almost was like, oh, I hope so, and I'm like, wait, is that good? And I was gonna be like,
Yeah,
I,
okay.
I think I think so. I think
So,
so.
so Short Round is the little kid that was in part two. He was the
Oh,
Goonies.
the
The
Goonies.
Goonies.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. Yes.
Data from Goonies. Yeah.
Yeah, he's totally
Just
gonna be in it.
they've never referenced that he's gonna be in it, but I saw him
They
and
have
Harrison
photos.
Ford. They have photos
They
of
have
it, and
photos. Yeah.
it just seems. And then he's on the rise right now. Data, after the whole everything everywhere all at
Right.
once, it just kind of feels like it's trending towards that way. So like, I hope it is. I
Yeah,
hope
he
he's in
will.
it.
He will. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
Just
so.
for
That'd be
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And then
Yeah.
you'll be watching it and you won't even know that he was in
Dude,
it.
it's like you did that to me with Nope. You were
hmm
like, "Oh, the Stephen Yoon," and I guess you did say like, "Oh, his character has a really good scene." So when he died, I was like,
hmm
I didn't really see a good scene with Stephen Yoon
Oh yeah,
coming
yeah.
back. He's coming back because Dan said Stephen Yoon's character has a good scene, and I was like, nope, never came back. You were like,
So you met him
no,
as a kid.
you're like, I meant when he was a kid, his character, not Stephen Yoon. I said Stephen
Yeah.
Yoon's character, and I'm like, no. I'm like, you boned me on that one, dude.
Bingo.
Bingo, your dog's dead on Christmas.
All right. How did you feel about Transformers Rise of the Beasts?
It looks good because you know what? I've
hmm
only seen the first two Transformers, and I
hmm
saw Bumblebee, and I liked Bumblebee.
I did too.
I was pretty much done with the second Transformers. It was so long. I was really hungry, and I thought, I'm done with this. I can't see anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's a Decepticon or an Autobot. Like, everything's just this is Transformers. This is it.
Yes,
This
it
is it.
did.
This is it.
It did.
And I'm like, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done. So I never saw it, but then I saw Bumblebee, not because of Haley Steinfeld.
No, never.
No, it was because of Bumblebee. Duh.
And
And then I
Bumblebee
liked
looks
it.
so good in those shorts. So good.
Yeah.
He looked so good in that outfit,
Yeah,
didn't
and
he?
I liked it,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, if they did another one, I would watch it.
Mhm.
So
I actually thought we were gonna get a sequel to Bumblebee. I actually liked it a lot more. I saw the first two. The first one's still really good because I like Shia. I like
yeah,
Shia.
Fried's good in it.
The second one was okay. I did see the third one, but it was like I don't even remember who was in it. Like I remember Shia wasn't in it. I think that was it the
No, I
No,
think he
he was
was.
in it.
It
He
was
was.
like a blonde
Megan
chick.
Fox was gone. That's what it
Yeah,
was. Yeah. So
yeah.
I did see that one. I never saw any of the Mark Wahlberg ones. It just didn't look interesting to me.
Oh, I'm lying. I did see the Mark Wahlberg one.
Well, he was in a
And
few of them.
oh, was he? Oh, I only saw one, and it was really weird because his daughter was super hot in it, and I feel like they had chemistry, and it was his daughter.
Probably off camera.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh, they have too much chemistry, and this is his daughter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, now I know what you
Yeah.
guys. Now I know what you guys are talking about. Anyways, go ahead. So,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll leave that aside.
yeah, that's for Nas.
Nympho and the
That's for Nas at
nympho.
night. Yeah.
That's Nas at night. Yeah, so I fell with it too. I used to watch the Beast Wars Transformers cartoon show. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it a lot, man. I loved it. It was like right in that wheelhouse while I was still like young enough just to really get into it and stuff. And I had some of the toys and everything, but it was cool. I liked it a lot. With this one, it gets me excited to see it. I just wish it wasn't modern day. I wish they just did it before humans, like the way that the cartoon was. Like, we
Oh,
don't need to see humans interacting. Every Transformers movie has had that. We don't need to see that. Just have them be animals, before all that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the difference between Transformers and then them just as animals? Now
Michael
they're
Bay's
sort
not
of
doing this one, is he?
no, which is why the robots look different, and I can tell them apart when they're
And
fighting.
I can tell who they are. They're like a nice shot still. They're like, there you go. And
Yep.
I'm like,
That one's in pink, that one's in red, that one's in blue. That's all I needed to know this whole time because Megatron and Optimus Prime look the same wrestling around, and like
yeah,
I
when they're
can't tell.
fighting. Yeah, and someone's
Can't
hitting
tell.
somebody and shooting somebody. I'm all,
Don't know.
don't know, don't. And now that I don't know, now I don't care.
Now I don't care.
Yeah.
What about those nachos?
Yeah, I'm gonna get more nachos. Do you want some more nachos? I'm gonna get them anyway in case you don't eat them.
We're just like I thought. You wanted those nachos. Okay. Finally, Latinos are in it. Hey,
Hey, had a cool little scene where he comes out of the car and walks out. And I'm like, they could have cast me for that, but it's cool.
They should have cast you for that.
Should have casted me for that.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Bastards. I mean, come on, they would have had the Nas support behind it. All 50 people would have went to go watch it.
Yeah, that's like $1,000.
Finally, the Super Mario Brothers that we saw the trailer. How did you think about that one? Because before it was the teaser. The teaser looked okay, but it was a teaser. You didn't get much. The only thing we got at the very end was his voice, which already led to so many people, getting angry about it. This one, we heard all their voices. We kind of see more of the world that they're building up. How did you feel about that?
I think it looks pretty cool. The voices, at least Chris Pratt, I think if they wouldn't have pumped up that he was like, you're going to hear something you've never heard before, and it's going to be this and that, and it wasn't. It sounds like Chris Pratt, which is okay. I like Chris Pratt, but it's not Mario or what he's supposed to sound like. I'm not sure. It looks cool. I probably won't watch it.
Really? You won't?
Yeah, I probably won't. They're gonna have to give me another trailer. So, I mean, it looks cool. It just makes me want to play the video game. Not really want to go like, oh, I want to play the video game. Not go watch it.
And it's just you doing your own. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself.
Let's go.
And I'm like, again, should have casted me for that because I could have done it better.
Exactly. There was a Super. I turned around. I was like, I could have sworn you were just playing it right now.
No, it was me, bro.
No, that's lie. I like how in the beginning when you see Mario versus Donkey Kong, it felt like Thor versus Hulk versus the Incredible Hulk, didn't it? Like in the Ragnarok, it felt kind of like that. I like how they're kind of combining the different video games. So you see Mario Kart, even that one felt like their battle video game, where you have all the characters and stuff. It felt like that. You have the Super Mario Brothers. It feels like they're combining a lot of the different games, which is actually pretty cool. And the world looks big. Like their universe looks kind of big. Yeah. So I can see them having sequels to this thing. They can have spinoffs. Like I can see a Donkey Kong spinoff if it does well. Yeah. The voices is what's kind of throwing me off. And I know I mentioned about how when I saw the French dub version, that actor's like nailing Super Mario Brothers.
Like, who is this guy?
Yes. And even when I hear Jack Black as King Koopa, it doesn't sound like King Koopa to me. Like it's and when I hear Charlie Day as Luigi, Chris Pratt as Mario, I like their entire cast. they don't sound like the characters to me that much. And I don't know. I might just watch the dub version to be 100% honest with you and just read the dialogue on the bottom because they're nailing it. Like the dude nailed it. Whoever Mario is, like
Yeah.
he did it. And even at the end when he's running on a Mario Kart, I think that's when he says, "Here, here we go." But he
Yeah.
does it like in a very subtle kind of
Uh-huh.
sort of whispering it. Here we go. Like here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Like he's so like ashamed right now.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, and it's yeah, I like the cast too, but it's like
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know how they're supposed to sound in my head, but it didn't sound like that.
It did
So
not sound like that at all. I could have done a better version as well. I could have been Bowser. You could have been Mario. Hollywood, you're screwing up. That's all we're saying.
yeah, and then we had Leguizamo as Luigi, right?
Well, no, in this it's Charlie Day, but yeah, it
Oh, in the
was like
original one, right?
yeah, in the movie,
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard he said something about it too, that he was like, "We're going backwards here," you
Yeah,
know?
it's again white Caucasian males being
Yeah.
casted in people of color roles. So,
Yeah. Unless you're watching and you're Caucasian, then that's cool.
oh yeah, because then you're just
Yeah,
supporting and you're helping us in our
yeah.
point for
So
all
good
this.
for
So thank
you.
you. Good for you. Please continue to take roles, just not our roles, just not ones that me and Chuck are going for.
Yeah. And so what? Okay, so what's your ranking as far as like these four movies? Like, what's number one that you want to see the most?
um, the most I'm interested in is Indiana Jones because I just love the character. I love what they're doing with it. I think it'd probably be one, and then what was the other one we had? The first
Guardians.
one. Yeah, probably Guardian. I probably go Guardians that I'm most excited for. I think Indiana after that. Then I'd probably go Mario Brothers and then Transformers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I am putting Guardians first just because I was so interested. I just got excited with Indy because I thought, hey, they actually might get this one right. That's the only thing I felt like, hey, they might get it right. But I think Guardians is still going to be the better movie.
Okay. New question, real quick, before we wrap
Okay.
up. If you could only watch one of these four movies, which one would it be? And you will never watch the other ones ever.
Guardians.
Guardians?
I just love Guardians. Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like Indiana Jones, it just fell off too much. Too much time went by from part
Yeah.
3. It's just not going to be the same. Guardians is still there. And even though we've seen some slippage, James Gunn didn't slip Guardians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
sure,
it wasn't
part
him.
2 is not as good as part 1, but he kind of went dark with it. This one looks even darker, but I got to see his trilogy conclusion.
Yeah, gonna be sneak complete, yeah.
How about you? Which one was your favorite? Like your order?
It's definitely Guardians. If I can only watch one, it's Guardians. But it's probably Guardians. I mean, fudge. Hold on. It's Guardians. Fudge. Uh, probably, probably Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Then Indiana Jones, and then Mario. Yeah.
I'll get you to watch Super Mario Brothers. At one point. I'll get you to watch it. Who knows? You might lose a game and then you have to live tweet it. We'll see. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah. All right, audience, let us know what you guys thought. Which ones are you most excited to see? Did any of the trailers disappoint you at all? Please follow us, like, subscribe, comment on everything at Not a Strong Start on our YouTube channel. We have more bonus content dropping, so hit those noties. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Not a Strong Start. I'm your host, Daniel de Sangre. You can follow me at King_Sangre.
I'm Star Lord. You can find me at Chad Radwell 12. No, I'm Gamora. She's hotter.